Hello friends, Shelley here, the Youth and Family Program Coordinator. Thank you for joining me today in our daily reflection and Bible reading as part of our Taking Faith Home Toolkit that we've been using to learn and grow and practice our faith together each and every day. I'm so glad that you're here and that we can stay connected not only to our faith but to each other as well through our reflection time. I invite you to go ahead and grab a Bible and follow along as I read. Otherwise, of course, if you don't have one, you can also always just listen as well. As a reminder for the week, our focus is showing love and mercy is a lifelong journey. And for Wednesday, we are reading Genesis 43, verses 16 through 34. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, "Take these men to my house, slaughter an animal and prepare dinner. They are to eat with me at noon." The man did as Joseph told him and took the men to Joseph's house. Now the men were frightened when they were taken to his house. They thought, "We were brought here because of the silver that was put back into our sacks the first time. He wants to attack us and overpower us and seize us as slaves and take our donkeys." So they went up to Joseph's steward and spoke to him at the entrance to the house. "Please, sir," they said, "we came down here the first time to buy food. But at the place where we stopped for the night, we opened our sacks and each of us found his silver, the exact weight in the mouth of his sack. So we have brought it back with us. We have also brought additional silver with us to buy food. We don't know who put our silver in our sacks." "It's all right," he said. "Don't be afraid. Your God, the God of your father, has given you treasure in your sacks. I received your silver." Then he brought Simon out to them. The steward took the men into Joseph's house, gave them water to wash their feet, and provided fodder for their donkeys. They prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon, because they had heard that they were to eat there. When Joseph came home, they presented to him the gifts they had brought into the house, and they bowed down before him to the ground. He asked them how they were, and then he said, "How is your aged father you told me about? Is he still living?" They replied, "Your servant, our father, is still alive and well." And they bowed low to pay him honor. As he looked about and saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son, he asked, "Is your youngest brother the one you told me about? Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about?" And he said, "God be gracious to you, my son." Deeply moved at the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to weep. He went into his private room and wept there. After he had washed his face, he came out and, controlling himself, said, "Serve the food." They served him by himself, the brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because Egyptians could not eat with Hebrews, for that is detestable to Egyptians. The men had been seated before him in the order of their ages, from the firstborn to the youngest, and they looked at each other in astonishment. When portions were served to them from Joseph's table, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as anyone else's. So they feasted and drank freely with him. So what did you hear today in our reading? Was there something that stood out to you in the reading? I think what I heard was this idea of kindness in action. You know, Joseph really showed kindness to his brothers, even though, they they remained unaware of who he truly was, as the story progressed. And it reminds us that mercy isn't just about forgiving, it's also about choosing kindness even when it's maybe not deserved. His brothers didn't really deserve that kindness he showed, right? So why don't you spend some time today reflecting either with each other if you have somebody nearby, or possibly journaling about this question of, when have you received unexpected kindness? Is there a time you can think of? And how did it impact you? How did it change you? This maybe shock and sudden unexpected kindness that someone showed you. And of course, we always want to try to put our faith into action. So maybe as a family activity or even as an individual, you could spend some time today writing a note or a little letter, drawing a picture, whatever might be your outlet, and giving that to somebody who maybe seems a little down and out today. Maybe could use a little unexpected kindness, and share that with them as a surprise. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's reflection, and I hope you're having a great day. If you did enjoy the reflection today, I invite you to share it with others who you think might find this useful and helpful as they reflect on their faith and how to put their faith into action each day. And of course, if you do end up giving out a letter or a card or a picture that you drew to somebody in surprise, you can always put a little note in the comments as well, sharing with us how it went. Was it an unexpected surprise for them? Did they enjoy it? It would be great to just share, like maybe what the outcome was and what you took away from it. So, but again, I hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to seeing you all again here really soon.